Welcome to episode 16 of the Flaming Tarmac.
Bruh.
Now, before I start getting to this episode, which is only going to be literally 5 minutes long, you can actually set the timer from now. All I've been hearing for the past 2 weeks, this is Mercedes, this is Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, the battle to win the championship. Now, listen, we know Red Bull's got a good car. We know Red Bull's car is better than last year. Yeah, it is. Okay? I admit it. If you don't admit it, you're a dumb geek.
Okay.
Yeah, very simple. But this early in the season to say that Red Bull and to say that Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton are the only title contenders is a little disrespectful for me to Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas.
Nani?
Listen, I know Bottas has not had the best starts of an F1 season. I've got to take that. I would take that. But only 2 races in, saying that it's just between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Okay, geeks, let's give you a scenario. Portuguese Grand Prix this week, yeah? Portuguese Grand Prix. What happens if Max Verstappen in the first corner bashes his car and he's out the race? What then? Or in 2 weeks' time, he crashes in the last corner, doesn't finish the race. There's 2 DNFs. Hamilton wins the race. What then, geeks? Exactly. So we're only 2 races into the season. Relax your body.
Shut the fuck
because
up.
To come out and say it's between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen 2 races into the season, you are a geek. You are clueless. You know nothing about F1. It's not over till it's over. Remember, there's 23 races this season. 23 races. 2 races in. That's it. 21 left. So to say that it's between Lewis, and Max Verstappen, I don't agree. I still think Sergio Perez has got a chance. I still think Valtteri Bottas has got a chance. For you know, the way he's driving, Lando Norris might have a chance. You never know, geeks. Anything can happen. Who would ever thought that Lewis Hamilton would have bashed his car in that corner? Yeah, at Imola. Nobody would. That was his first DNF in a couple of years. Who would ever thought that Lewis Hamilton would do that? Everybody calls Lewis Hamilton the Rainmaster. Everybody said he's amazing in the rain, but the last couple of races he's been in the rain, he's made mistakes. So you don't know. It's too early to call it, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, fuck off. So, we are going to get this news up. Listen, geeks, this, right, is mind games. That's all it is. It's mind games. You got a few people that work for Red Bull in the press staff, and they're through this out to try and put Mercedes up. That's all it is. It's been going on since the beginning of F1. It's been going since the beginning, and it's not going to stop now. Basically saying that Red Bull explained exciting engine hire of Mercedes Ben Hodgkinson, but rule out a move for Andy Carroll. So we all know Andy Carroll was stepping down as Mercedes technical chief boss, and he's still going to be at Mercedes, just taking a back seat. He announced that a couple of weeks ago, if you would have watched my last Flaming Tarmac. And that's all it is. Basically, someone has put some shit out there that Andy Carroll might go to Mercedes. Listen, geeks, he ain't going anywhere.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
And go to Red Bull. It says here, Red Bull by Christian Horner speaks to Sky Sports News, Craig Slater, about Red Bull's exciting new engine division, and reveals that Andy Carroll, Mercedes' former engine chief, is keen to pursue other opportunities. So Christian Horner knows what he's doing, putting his name out there already. Andy Carroll to the press and saying, look, he's keen to pursue another career opportunity. So Christian Horner knows exactly what he's doing, but this is Christian Horner's job. This is Christian Horner's job. His job is to do whatever it takes to beat Mercedes. To beat Mercedes into submission.
Why you bullying me?
The guy's had 7 years to do this. 2013 was the last time Christian Horner won the title. 2013. You think he doesn't go home at night and salivates at night and thinking to himself, you know what? When is Mercedes going to drop? They know they're not fast enough. And to me, by the way, Mercedes has still got the fastest car. Listen, when it comes to qualifying, I'll give it Red Bull for now. When it comes to race pace, now after that Imola race, Mercedes, to me, they've got the speed back for the race pace. Very simple. You had Lewis Hamilton chasing. You had Lewis Hamilton 2 seconds behind Max Verstappen with a broken floor. And again, that press conference that they done at the end when Max Verstappen tried to be funny. Sorry, Max, you're not intelligent enough to be funny. They're laughing at you, not with you.
Are you sure about that?
Saying, did we hit? Lewis Hamilton, said, yeah, we hit. And Max Verstappen said, did we hit? Even Lando Norris knew that they hit, but Lando's sitting there just laughing because he knows what happened. This is where the mind games start now. This is where the mind games. You only can be friends. Listen, you know what? There was never friends.
Nope.
Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton was never friends. Just like Lewis Hamilton said to Rosberg all them years, we're never friends when I was having their rivalry. This is going to be the same thing. This is the rivalry that everybody's saying that we've been waiting for. We'll see what happens. We'll see who the world champion is. In my opinion, Lewis Hamilton will still be an 8-time world champion. And I think he'll win it this year. Just my opinion. Okay? Constructors, that's completely different. That depends on Bottas. If Bottas doesn't get any good results in the next 6-7 races, the constructors could definitely go to Red Bull, in my opinion. He says that Callum Eilert to drive for Alfa Romeo in Portugal practice after joining as a reserve. So Callum Eilert, F2 driver. He was runner-up in the F2 Championship last year to Mick Schumacher. He's going to be driving for Alfa Romeo in the Portuguese Grand Prix and practice session. So good for him, Callum Eilert, British driver. A lot of people said he should have been driving for Haas instead of Mazepin, but I ain't going to get into that. But yeah, good for him. And you got the F1 Nation podcast, which I listen to every week. It's a very good podcast. He's got Damon Hill on there, Natalie Pittman. And yeah, and this week now it's going to be a F1 Nation, Gerard Berger, and why Verstappen can beat Hamilton in 2021 at the Portuguese Grand Prix. And he's talking about his memories at the Portuguese Grand Prix. One says rivals handed Mercedes a get out of jail free card by letting them lead both championships, says TOTO Wolf. So I have read this. He said, given Mercedes pre-season struggles, few expected them to be leading both the drivers and the construction championship after the first 2 Grand Prix of the season. Least of all, it seems their own team principal TOTO Wolff, who described his team as having been given a get out jail free card for their rivals. So if you want to read that, you go on the f1.com, you can read the rest of that. Again, more mind games to me by TOTO Wolff as well. Sergio Perez says, I surprised myself, says Perez, of a front row start at Imola as he targets Red Bull 1 and 2 in Portugal. So he's targeting, this is what I'm talking about with Valtteri Bottas here. This is what I'm talking about with Valtteri Bottas. Bottas needs to get his finger out of his arse, because if Bottas doesn't get his finger out of his arse, yeah, this constructors is going to go bye-bye. Going to go boom out the window. Drivers, like I said, I think Hamilton's got it. It's going to be close, but I think Hamilton will get it. But constructors, I'm not putting my bet on the constructors, but it's going to be very close between those two. And I think if Perez can get on top of the car and get Mercedes and get further on in the table, up there when the table boy finishes, I think that Red Bull could win the constructors. It's going to be a toss-up between Mercedes. I'm not going to say Mercedes. See, usually when I do my reviews every season, I'll say I think Mercedes will win the constructors, and I think they'll win I think they'll win the drivers. Drivers, I'm putting my heart on it. I still think Lewis Hamilton's going to do it, but constructors, it's going to be a different thing. Oh yeah, another thing that I've been talking about is the Formula 1. They've been talking about they're going to have a sprint race. I think the first one's going to be 3 sprint race, just an experiment. A lot of drivers don't like it. They've been on Twitter, a lot of people don't like it, the fans. But at the end of the day, Crafty tweeted something the other day. He said, look, it's only an experiment. If it doesn't work out, we'll just get rid of it. It's just something they want to change it up, because now practice is 1 hour long, because the FIA made it an hour long. Yeah, 1 hour. They want to try and mix it up and put something else in there. Well, why did the F1 make it an hour? Why didn't just leave it the way it was? It weren't bothering nobody. An hour and a half, I think it was an hour and a half practice. Why change it? And now they're trying to add something else to there to mix it up. And this is going to be a sprint race. Am I a fan of it? Don't really care, to be fair. It worked in F2. It might work in F1. Obviously, if there are going to be certain teams who are not going to like it because it's going to favour the lower teams, I think so. So, would I like to see? I don't really care, to be fair. I just want to see if it works out. It works out. If it don't, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It don't matter to me. But yeah, that's the end of the Flaming Tarmac episode 16. I said it was going to be 5 minutes long. It wasn't. It was 11 minutes long. But that's it. That's the end of the episode 16. My prediction for this weekend, before I go, it's going to be, I think Lewis Hamilton will get the win. I'm not really sure about the pole, but I think he'll get the race win. I think he's got his payback for him now for what happened in Imola. I think he knows he made a lot of mistakes. He knows he should have waited. He should have waited after the restart. I don't know why he went for that corner when George Russell was there. George Russell would have moved over anyway. He went for that corner on the wet spot and he spun off into the corner. He knows deep down that was his mistake. And again, when he went onto the gravel, he started going more forward. What he should have done is stop the car a little bit, keep the engine running, hit the brakes, and then reverse back. But I don't know why he went forward. He knows he made a mistake. He won't admit it. He probably won't admit it on the TV or on Twitter or wherever his platform is. But he knows deep down he made a mistake and he has to rectify that mistake. So the next time you see him in Portugal, which is going to be this weekend, you're going to see a different Lewis Hamilton, I think. And I think Lewis Hamilton will get the win this weekend. So that's my prediction for this weekend. Enjoy, look out for the review. There's going to be qualifying review again on Saturday and race day review on Sunday. Check out your sub boxes so you can have the qualifying and you can have the race day review coming this weekend in Portugal, guaranteed. So this is Solo P1 signing out. This is the Flaming Tarmac episode 16. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.